This is Robin Nelson with Horror Pop After Midnight. I'm over here at the Days of the Dead Film Festival in Indianapolis, Ohio, and I just saw this bloody, action-packed horror film that really blew my mind called Greed and Gore, and we have the writer and director, Mr. Kirkey. How's it going?
Thanks, man. I'm doing great. It's been a little bit of an overwhelming weekend, honestly and truly, like getting the awards and just meeting so many awesome people and just being around such a great horror convention. It's been really, truly amazing.
Yeah, tell us about the award.
Yeah, so we got Best Special Effects, which shout out to Locked in the Cellar, who did all the effects on the film. We did a lot of compositing, too, in the film. So I feel like it's a good marrying of the two worlds of digital and practical. And if you didn't notice any of it was digital, then well done to me. So
Yeah, I was going to ask you about the house, if that was digital, like the outside shots.
Yeah.
Was that all digital? And then where'd you film the rest of it? Were they supposed to be in the house?
So yeah, the house you see the exterior of, that is the actual house that we filmed in, minus the basement. We found a different location for that. And so when the camera pulls back over the house or pushes in on the house, we shot that on a drone. And we did day for night. So one of the other people that got an award, Cody, he did a lot of day for night work. He's an incredibly skilled colorist. So he would tint it down, and then we would track in all the rain and make it look kind of legit. So I don't know, like if those of you who know, like, will know, but we think it looks pretty good and matches the rain that we actually filmed, the real rain. So
now let's talk about the mask the killer wore. Was that mask homemade, or would you get that mask at for the killer?
Yeah, so I hope she doesn't mind me promoting her, but there's a girl out of Montreal. You can look her up on Instagram, Makeup Billy, and she makes like incredible stuff, absolutely incredible stuff. So we bought one from her. I asked her to make a custom one, but she didn't have time. But yeah, she does really cool stuff. She's on Instagram all the time promoting stuff, and she makes masks from movies, but then she makes weird like stuff like this. So we bought one of those. I haven't seen it elsewhere in a film, so I was like, yes, I'm like the first guy to use one of her stuff, but she does incredible work. So yeah, shout out to her.
And the cool thing, I love it because it's like action and horror. Let's talk about the fight scenes. How much did you choreograph that to get that just right for the certain scenes?
Yeah, so there's a number of things that went on in that. So in the script, it was really written out what everything would happen in the fights, like the direction of where fists would land and props would land and all that. But it really takes like people that know what they're doing to execute those things. And so Julie Mainville, who's the hostage in the film, she is a jiu-jitsu black belt. I don't want to say black belt. She has a belt. Sorry, Julie.
Some martial arts.
She does a few martial arts, and then so like that's what she's able to sell those things, that much more. I mean, keep it kayfabe, as wrestling world would say.
Yeah, kayfabe. I mean, I wish it is, but it doesn't exist. You got to blame it on sports entertainment.
Yeah, it's sports entertainment now, exactly. Yeah, but yeah, she really sold it. And so it was just, we blocked it out, and I told them exactly what I wanted. We did it in a safe way. We had mats and everything like that, and then they just sold it. They're just good at it. They just know how to sell it. So
yeah, let's talk about your gun guy. Is he like a police officer that was on the set, or special forces?
Yeah, so he served in the Canadian military and was a police officer. And Kurt. What's up, Kurt? And so he did a great job. He actually wasn't supposed to be in the film. It's a long story. I won't have to get into it too much, but he did an incredible job. He kept us all safe, and he made everything look legitimate with them holding all the pistols. And we put a bit of time into like, everyone's level of skill with a pistol, like in terms of like a backstory, like how they held it and what their character would do and why they would do it. So there's a lot of thought put into it. Probably too much, but.
Yeah, let's talk about the gore scenes. The one scene that really got me was the knife in the eye, man. I felt that myself when he just went, ugh.
Spoiler alert, by the way, but yeah, one spoiler, but yeah, that one's a good one. So that's a mix of practical and digital. So I mean, I'm sure you can figure it out. We'll probably release a breakdown of how we did the shot, but yeah, it's a mix of practical and digital. And we just wanted to exactly get your reaction you just had, just gross people out and make it fun and do some fun creative kills. So I don't know, like I feel like we could have gone harder, but I don't know, I would have been broke and I wouldn't have been able to come to this festival. So
I mean, I loved all the bloody scenes, and I mean, there were some bloody, brutal scenes. So you must have had a little messed up mind, man.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people. My mom will be upset by this movie, so.
So did your mom see it?
No, she'll watch it. She'll be like proud of me, but yeah, she'll be like, no. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, it's kind of funny to me. Like I play a lot of D&D, and then so every time like the dungeon master is like, describe your kill, I'm like the one that goes too far. so it bred out of that, and then so now. It went into the script, and then my other writer, Matt Lamar, shout out to him. He plays D&D a lot too, and he's kind of similar. We just go too extreme, and then I don't know. It's funny when you see it like live. When you're just doing it for your friends, it's kind of funny, but then when you do it live, it's kind of like oh weird, for a horror movie.
So were you guys trying to roll a lot of natural 20s?
Yeah, there's a lot of nat 20s, or at least they had great modifiers, so they got that. We call it dirty 20, but.
Damn, I miss playing D&D. I used to play D&D a lot, man. God bless you.
Yeah, I don't know. We play a lot. We played a lot during the pandemic, which was great. Kind of filled the gap, But yeah, so a bit of a D&D influence there too.
Now let's talk about the music. That music was pretty raging.
Yeah, hey, I really appreciate you saying that for one. So the actual score was done by Steph Cole, which I've worked with her a handful of times. She used to live in Kingston, Ontario, and she's since moved to LA. She's gone big time. I still feel very honored. She lets me work with her. She works on stuff like 30 for 30s and stuff, and like a handful of Amazon shows. She's incredible. I love it. We actually got a real cellist on the film, so like a lot of those knifing cello kind of sounds, we actually had a real cellist play that, which I got a video recording of it, which I was blown away by. And then the song in the middle of the film is kind of more of a like a throwback kind of 70s style that we just found online, and it was like in public domain, and I'd never heard it before anywhere. And then we wanted to do that slow down kind of like make it weird at the end. So I thought it'd be like a good left turn for people to be unexpected. And then the credit song I wrote. So I don't know. It was like a pandemic kind of boredom song. So yeah, I don't know. I used to play in a metal band. So.
Oh, you're in a metal band, man. How long did you do that?
Years ago when I was like 18. But yeah, we played for, 3 or 4 years. But it was fun. So now I was like, I got to put some of that influence back into horror, which I feel horror and metal kind of go hand in hand, right?
All right, one more question. What does horror mean to you?
Oh, that's a great question. I don't know. I honestly, after this weekend, you asked me this like 100 times. I might give you 100 different answers. But after this weekend, I really feel like this camaraderie between like horror fans and like the horror community that it's really kind of nice. So if I'm going to say anything, I would say that camaraderie. Like it just seems like everybody's kind of rooting for each other. Everybody wants everybody else to succeed, and that's I really and truly feel like that's really nice, and that's kind of warm and welcoming. And it, we make weird, scary, bloody movies, but like I feel like everybody here is kind of a big softie, and like there's a lot of love here. So I dig that,
So are there any other projects you are getting ready to work on?
Listen, I would love to make a feature version of this. So, I've been here like, pounding people's brains about like distribution because we've had some issues in the past. So I would love to make a feature version of this and like put it out mass scale and get it out there to people. So yeah, that's kind of what we're hoping for. Either a feature version of this or just a feature in general. Like we got a few scripts that we have, we're sitting on right now. So
that's pretty good. So where can everybody find you on social media to see what you're doing next?
Yeah, I'm sure this will all be tagged, but yeah, check it out. Greedandgorefilm. I think Greedandgore at Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Just Google us. We come up pretty quick. We're on IMDb too. Instagram's probably the best place to just stay up to date on stuff. That's where we post the most, but we post everywhere. So yeah, check us out, follow us. We're always posting stuff like behind the scenes stuff, just all our festival news, which coming up, we're actually in Gen Con and Horror Hound in the next couple of weeks. So for Indiana natives, come check it out. So yeah.
I'll definitely be at Whorehound. Guess I'll be bumping into you.
Yeah, I won't be there. I'll be at Gen Con, but yeah. And then in the fall, kind of big news too. We're screening at Screamfest LA. So that one's pretty big. So
that's an awesome festival. I've been there. You're in for a treat.
I got a suit picked out and ready to go. So I don't dress up often. So yeah, I'll be there dressed up. I'm pretty excited about that.
All right. Thank you so much.
Hey, Robin, thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
And there you have it.